So good afternoon, everyone, or good morning if you're still on the West Coast, and buenos dias a todos. We are here with our wonderful Henry from Terranova in Costa Rica. So, Henry, I let you speak. You have a beautiful program today.
Thank you so much, Dominique. Hello, everybody. It's very exciting to be here. Happy to be part of this family that we have with Dominique.
Oh,
And I want to thank you all for taking the time to join us today. We're going to be covering some very interesting information about what's happening in Costa Rica in the following 2 or 3 months. And looking forward to hear your questions, your comments. This is an open session, and the idea is to be comfortable and relaxed. So, not a lecture here. I'm not a teacher. I'm a travel agent. So, I will love to hear your comments. We're going to have, of course, a section with questions at the end. But if you want to say something, the one thing is that if you type something on the Q&A, on the chat in the Zoom, I will not be able to see it because I have a full screen. So Dominique
see,
will
I will
help us
see.
out.
Yes. Huh? Yeah, I can always, if it's urgent, to interrupt you, or if we are
Please.
cool all together. Huh? Perfect.
Exactly,
Voilà.
exactly. So, well, wanna get started welcoming you to Costa Rica. My name is Henry Rodriguez, like Dominique introduced me before. I am the manager for Terranova, the Terranova DMC. We are very happy and proud part of Dominique's collection. And we are a full service DMC here in Costa Rica. We cover not only Costa Rica, we also can assist you with some services in Nicaragua and also in Panama. So, for those of you who have clients looking into a more of a multi country experience, we will be able to help you out with those 3 locations. But of course, our specialty and our main product is our beautiful and beloved Costa Rica. So getting started, for those of you who may not be that familiar with our company, I just wanted to give you a brief introduction of who we are. And basically, Terranova has been a pioneer in Costa Rican tourism industry. We offer very unique experiences that blend the creativity, sustainability, which is extremely important for us, and the personalized service. Everything we do is 100% tailor-made, from the classic from to the more luxury and even the ultra luxury client. We have something to offer and something to put together for all of them. Of course, nature, it's one of the main things that you do or that you experience when visiting Costa Rica. But we also focus on culture. It's very important that you get to know our people, our local people, our lifestyle, and how we live and how we embrace that pura vida lifestyle that we were talking a little bit earlier and that Dominique has on her background. And of course, this amazing adventurous spirit because Costa Rica is a huge playground where you can jump, fall, get wet, do horseback, do zip line, do hiking, do everything. So whenever you think of Costa Rica as a destination, think about it as a big playground for your clients where they will have a blast. Fortunately, well, we have been in business for 30 years now, and we've had so many good comments about how people really love Costa Rica, and we are very blessed and honored of that. Terranova is part of Serendipians as a DMC partner. We are also part of the Virtuoso Preferred program. We are also part of the Alliance, and we are, of course, certified by the Costa Rican Tourism Board. They have a sustainability certification where we have the elite level, which is the highest level that you could have. And of course, we are part of Esencial Costa Rica, which is our country brand. So, like I said, we have the pedigree there on the checks, which usually it's important when you choose a DMC to work with. Give you a brief information about Costa Rica for those who may not be that familiar with the country. As you see, we are right there in Central America. We have Nicaragua in the north, we have Panama in the south, we have a short and quite lineal Caribbean coast, and a very long and irregular Pacific coast. Our country is quite small. It's only 51,000 square kilometers, the size of West Virginia in the United States. The main language in the country is Spanish, but there's a lot of people who speaks a very good level of English. Our education it's quite good, and in the high school you take English and French the first 2 years, and then the last 3 years you choose either one. This happens in public high schools. In private high schools, some subjects are completely given in a specific language, either English, either French, Portuguese, Mandarin, etc., German, French, etc., etc. So there's a very good level of secondary language spoken all over the country. So it's very easy for tourists to move around. Our population is only over 5 million inhabitants, most of us living in the Central Valley, and we kept the rest of the country for smaller settlements, lots of areas for production, and of course, and most important, protected areas, such as national parks, biological reserves, etc., etc. Um, Costa Rica is one of the 20 countries around the planet with the most biodiversity. That is something huge for such a small country. Costa Rica, with part of the north of Panama, was the last portion of the continent to emerge from the ocean, thanks to the tectonic plates and the volcanic activity. Because of that, we became a bridge, literally, a bridge that united the two masses that already existed. And that's why a lot of species of plants and animals started migrating from north to south and from south to north. And they kind of crashed or met here in Costa Rica. Thanks to that, today we have 5% of the biodiversity of the entire planet, which is huge for such a small country. Just to give you an idea, we have over 500,000 living species in total in the country. That, of course, you can come and see and explore, and you can have your clients come and enjoy. There's a huge commitment with sustainability, which is something very important for us. And this is something that we are going to be mentioning often in every presentation that we give about Costa Rica, because thanks to a lot of education that has been happening since the 70s, the country was going towards this complete destruction of nature because everybody was kind of cutting down forest to be able to have areas to plant and make and have cattle, etc., etc. A lot of visionary people then said, no, we need to stop this because we cannot lose all this beauty that we have in terms of nature. And that actually on the 70s is when our national park system was established. And thanks to that, there was a complete change on the mentality of our inhabitants. And today we have a lot of people who is really passionate and they devote a lot of effort to keep our nature alive and beautiful and green. Lots of education in terms of, for example, recycling, how to give back to nature, etc., etc. And that commitment is what allowed us today to have the amazing, beautiful green country that we have. Another detail that I like to mention always is that we don't have an army since 1948. We are one of the few countries in the world that doesn't, and we are one of the few countries in the world that declare completely neutral. So we cannot get involved in any military situation around the world. And actually, it's funny because, unfortunately, with everything that we have been seeing lately, what's happening around the world, which is quite sad, we have been appearing in those top tens of countries where you could be safe in the event of something larger happening worldwide. So that's a real honor. I mean, remember, this is only 51,000 square kilometers. In knowing that this small country is so important in terms of stability and peace, it's definitely a blessing for us that we, of course, want to share with all of you and your clients. Couple of other stuff going more towards the business side. We have a couple of international airports, one in San Jose and the other one in Liberia. The airport in San Jose is the one that welcomes all the flights from Europe. Only a couple of flights as of next December will make a stopover in Liberia as well. But by now, all of the flights coming from London, Madrid, Paris, Frankfurt, Zurich, Amsterdam are coming over to the San Jose airport. And the Liberia airport has flights coming from all over the United States. And well, Mexico and South America, those flights also land into the San Jose airport. That's important to mention whenever you are planning a trip to Costa Rica, so you know where your clients could come in and out. Let's go now into the different areas of the country. And well, I maybe missed to mention the reason of this webinar, which is what I'm going to just get into right now to get into the juicy stuff. Basically, as you know, Costa Rica has very well, we have a lot of different microclimates because the terrain is very irregular. We have a big mountain range that crosses the country from north to south, dividing the country into two completely different areas. One area with a lot of influence from the Caribbean and another area with a lot of influence from the Pacific. These different elevations and mountains and valleys, etc., cause what we call microclimates. And those microclimates come with a very specific type of forest and a very specific type of wildlife. And the interesting thing is that you can move around from a cloud forest to a tropical rainforest to a tropical rainforest in just driving maybe 3 hours or 4 hours from one point to the other. That's part of what makes Costa Rica so diverse and so interesting. It's a small country, yes, but it's so diverse that it really gives you space to do two, three, even four trips to Costa Rica because you're going to be experiencing something different at each location. We have divided the country into what we have called different ecosystems, so we can give you a better idea of each area of the country. I'm going to go through them very quickly because I want to jump into what's happening in this time of the year. But basically, we get started with the Ocean Playground, which it's the area of the Papagayo area, where you know we have all these chain hotels like the Four Seasons, like the Andas. Recently, we opened up a Ritz-Carlton hotel in that area, and near that area, we have also a Waldorf Astoria, which are the two new kids on the block in terms of luxury accommodations. Going down, we have the Barefoot Tranquility, which is our Nosara area, and the Surf Vibes, which is Santa Teresa. Those two areas are very interesting. Part of the blue zone of the that we have in Nicoya here in the country. Amazing areas to do surfing, lots of wellness, beautiful spas, lots of yoga, good food, etc. Continuing down the enchanting coast of our mid-Pacific side of the country where Manuel Antonio is located, and we finish on the wildlife hotspot, which is our Osa Peninsula, which is said by National Geographic, not by Henry, the most biodiverse part of Costa Rica. Like all that biodiversity that we mentioned before, that's the area where you can really, really see it. We have also the mountain areas of the country. Starting up north, you have the Land of Fire, where we have the a couple of volcanoes, the Miravalles volcano, the Rio Celeste National Park, etc. We go down to the Green Heaven, where our beautiful Arenal volcano is located. Of course, the capital, which is well, the Mystic Mountains, which is our Monteverde area with cloud forest. The capital, where San Jose and the Central Valley is located. And some people hesitate of sending people to San Jose because it's a city, and let's face it, it's not like a very cosmopolitan capital city. But remember that we are surrounded by mountains because we are on a valley, and those mountains have active volcanoes, and most important, those mountains are the ones that have the best soil to cultivate coffee. As you know, coffee is one of our main experts in the country. And those of you who enjoy coffee, of course, and have tried Costa Rican coffee, you know, is one of the best in the world. Actually, Starbucks has a big coffee plantation in that part of the country. So if your clients are interested on our coffee culture, that's the place to go. And going towards the Caribbean side, we have three very different locations. The Nature Coast, where we have the Tortuguero National Park area, our countryside, which is kind of part of the mountains of the Caribbean, where we have the Pacuare River, which is one of the best rivers in the world to do the rafting. And there is an amazing hotel there that I'm sure your clients will enjoy very much. And we have the Mellow Coast, what we have called the South Pacific side of the country. I mean, the South Caribbean part of the country, sorry, where we have areas such as Cahuita, such as Puerto Viejo. And that area is very interesting because it has a lot of influence from the Caribbean. You have a lot of, you feel like in those Caribbean islands, there's a lot of influence from Jamaica, for example. We have some Rastafarians, etc. The food is different. The flair is completely different. So that's a little bit of the different spots that you could explore in the country. And of course, we use this as our ingredients to put together the itineraries or the tailor-made experiences that we put together for your clients. But this time of the year, in most of the Pacific side and in some other parts of the Central Valley in Costa Rica, we experience what we call the green season. And why do we call it the green season? Because literally everything blooms and turns completely green. The country is so beautiful right now. Our rainy season started on the Pacific side in the month of May. So with the rain that we've gotten already May and June, the whole country, it's very lush and beautiful in the green. We like to call it the tropical winter. And we want to talk to you a little bit about what happens during this time of the year. Basically, it's a green season, there's more rain, but it does not rain day long. That's something important. We could have some hours of very heavy rain, but then we have other hours where we have sunshine, or maybe not sunshine, but enough of a clear day and clear sky so you could be able to go and explore well, the area that you are at. The rainforest is very lush, like I was telling you, vibrant, full of life. You should see the wildlife. They get so excited with the water, and you see them very active, especially during the early hours in the day. So most of our experiences will start very early. That's something important that you need to keep in mind because your clients will be picked up at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning to go to do the tour, to do the hike. And that's because that's the time when wildlife is more active, and also because it's the time where we don't have that much rain happening. You know, with weather, with nature in general, you cannot really promise anything. But the typical pattern is that we have clear mornings and rainy afternoons or rainy evenings, which is great because during the morning you will go out, you do the activities, etc. In the afternoon, you could enjoy the facilities at the hotel that you're at. And in the evening, after a beautiful dinner with a good glass of wine, you will be pampered by the sound of rain, so you could have this beautiful rest in your hotel. A few things interesting happening. We have a lot of sea turtles nesting in both coasts, not only on the Caribbean side, on the Tortuguero area, where we have the highest time of the nesting season in the month of August, September, but also on some parts of the North Pacific side of the country. Also, something that we enjoy very much, even though Costa Rica is not a massive tourism attraction. I mean, we don't receive hordes of tourists in our country, but we have fewer tourists. And with fewer tourists, we have more authentic and relaxed experiences. You could be going to a beach, and maybe there are a couple of other families there at the beach as well, or a couple or a little group of friends, but you will not have the typical, I don't know, Rio de Janeiro experience, like a client told me yesterday, with tons of people just around you that you cannot really enjoy. And something very important because, you know, we have with everything that is happening in the world right now, being budget conscious is, of course, a priority because there's certain uncertainty and we need to keep an eye in our finances. Many hotels and tours offer special rates. And that's actually the main reason why we wanted to put together this webinar, because we wanted to let you know about this, because we want you to take advantage of what's happening in the months of August, September, and October, and up to maybe mid-November. And that's what I'm here for. Why we call it the green season? Because again, rain makes everything bloom. Like I told you, jungles are really alive, especially on the Guanacaste area on the North Pacific side of the country, on that province. That is a very dry province, and they have their dry season from December all the way to May. If you go to Guanacaste in January, everything is gonna be brown. It's beautiful because it's a complete different type of forest. And of course, the main focus there are the beaches, but everything is going to be brown. If you come to Guanacaste in July, August, September, everything is beautiful in green. So it's a very different experience of if you come there during this season or during the dry season. Nature is more intense and beautiful, like I mentioned before. And like we said, also a more marketing way to mention it, it's like the tropical winter. If you tell a client, oh, Costa Rica is on the rainy season right now, they will say, oh no, I don't want to go there. But if you use green season or tropical winter, then it feels more exotic. And then you mention them why we call it like that, because of the rain, everything gets so lush and alive. Then I'm sure that your clients will be a lot more interested on visiting the country during this. And then add on the special rates, the special deals, done deal. That's a sale for you. So those are some pointers that we wanted to give you. Again, lower prices on lodging, fewer crowds, great for wildlife sites, easier to connect with locals to get more an authentic experience, and perfect for travelers looking for something more than more real in natural. All these pointers are very important because these are tools that you can use when talking to a client and mentioning them how Costa Rica is a good option for these following months. Again, I mean, the world is going through a kind of complicated time. Still beautiful, still a lot to explore, but sometimes your clients may be more hesitant to travel to Africa because it's too far away. We don't know what can happen. Of course, all the area which welcomes so many tourists in the Arab countries, it's a little slow right now. And some people may be even hesitant to go to Europe because, I mean, coming from America, because you're far away from home and you know what can happen, or those people living in Europe who want to get away from the heat waves that you have over there right now. Costa Rica is very nice, cool, warm enough, but not to be uncomfortable. So those are pointers that you could keep in mind when thinking, when a client tells you, where can I go? Well, Costa Rica is a very, very good option. And I hope that whenever you have a client reaching out to travel in these following months, think about Costa Rica. It's a very good destination, and like I've been telling you, there's a lot to come over and see here. But of course, there are some challenges. Life is a balance, right? We have to have the yin and yang, and yes, we have the good things, but there are also challenges. We're not going to call them the bad things because they're not bad things, they're just challenges. And that's when you need a DMC like us to manage those challenges to be able to make the most of it. Some of the challenges that I wanted to mention, we have daily rain, of course, but like I said, mostly in the afternoon or at night. So that's something that your clients need to be aware of. Um, some rural roads may be in poor condition, which is not a big issue, but because we have our SUVs, we can we can move around with SUVs and 4x4s all around the country. We also have our local flights connecting different locations, so that may not be an issue, but it's important to be aware of it. And some tours may be canceled on heavy rainy days. which that will show you our spam of reaction. And if we have something canceled, we will switch it immediately and move it around. You know, our operations team will be happy to be there for their clients every day, like we do with our concierge service. And we are able to foresee in that and make the amends that we will have to make in the daily operation to make sure that your clients won't have a problem. And that brings me to the next one, which it's that it requires more planning and flexibility in the itinerary. Because we need to be aware of this. Like if you take a local flight, for example, that flight may be moved to an early hour because we're foreseeing the conditions and there's going to be heavy rain coming, so we need to fly a little earlier. Then your clients need to be aware of that because we will be contacting them to make sure that they will be ready to go on time to make sure that we don't have any problem with that the change of schedule of a local flight. Or if I don't know if they were doing rafting and then if they're doing rafting and then but the level of the water is too high, then we have to change the rafting tour for tomorrow. So they were doing horseback riding tomorrow, we'll do horseback riding today, and then the rafting tomorrow when the level of the water will be lower. But yeah, flexibility, it's very important for this time of the year. Okay. Let's go on the juicy stuff and see a little bit of our green season savings. And just FYI, I will share this presentation with Dominique. So those of you who want to have the presentation, to have handy what you're going to see next, just to go for it. You can ask her or you can ask me, and we will be happy to send it to you so you can download it and keep it handy when you're talking to clients coming over in these upcoming months. Let's talk about the different savings that some of our suppliers and partners have offered in or we have negotiated with. I'm gonna go very quickly on this because it's a lot of information and it's hard to keep in mind. Most of the hotels provide a fourth night free, which it's a good way to enjoy a longer stay in a property. We have Botanica in the Osa Peninsula offering a third night free. We have Hacienda Altagracia, which is this amazing auberge resort offering a fourth night free. Cura, which is a very romantic adults-only hotel. It's a small property with only 12 rooms on the mid-Pacific side of the country. The most amazing sunsets that you will see in Costa Rica, you may see them from there. They are offering a fourth night free. Aguas Claras on the Caribbean side, we have a fourth night free. Amor Arenal near the Arenal volcano area, fourth night free. Playa Cativo on the Osa Peninsula, which is my favorite hotel, my personal favorite. Don't tell the others that I'm saying this because I'll be in trouble. But I love that hotel. The location is beautiful. You get to Golfito, which is a marina, and then you take a boat for about 40 minutes to get to the hotel. You go navigating through these beautiful emerald green waters. You get to see turtles or you get to see dolphins. And then you find this hotel right next to the Piedras Blancas National Park, which is a beautiful hotel. This is a full board property. The food is amazing. So yeah, it's one of my favorites. For those, the Jungle Vista Hotel, it's offering a third night free. This is a more budget hotel in the mid-Pacific side of the country. Ocotea in Monteverde, we have a third night free. Ocotea is a very interesting hotel because in Monteverde, all the development of hotels goes towards the more cabin wood style feel. Ocotea break that down and they offer a beautiful small kind of even a Nordic flair hotel, very minimalistic, clean lines. It's a beautiful property and it's the owners are always in the property and the service is just outstanding. Origins Lodge, one of those of the beaten path locations closer to the northern part of the country. They also have a third night free. Poco a Poco in Monteverde, third night free. Cora in Monteverde, fourth night free. El Remanso in the Osa Peninsula, which is also a beautiful hotel. We get a fifth night free over there. Santa Arena, a hotel at Las Catalinas, fourth night free, and that's on the North Pacific side of the country. And all of the lodges from Boena, where we have Pacuare Lodge on the Pacuare River, we have La Barrios in the Osa Peninsula, we have Monteverde Lodge in Monteverde, and we have also Tortuga Lodge on the Tortuguero side on the North Caribbean side of the country. They are offering us a 20% discount on the rates. El Silencio is offering, which is the Cloud Forest, which is just an hour and a half away from the airport in San Jose. It's a beautiful property. It's really, really outstanding. They are offering a 30% saving discount. Nantipa has a fortnight free. That's in Santa Teresa. Even the Four Seasons, it's providing special deals for us that we give to you, of course, of getting either a fourth night free or a fifth night free, depending on the travel dates. So those are some of the savings that we have and some of the good news from our partners, which, as you can tell, combined can put together a very interesting program that will offer a lot of savings for your clients. And following, I'm going to give you some ideas of programs that we have here. For example, we have this experience from the rainforest to the cloud forest, combining two hotels. And that program and all this pricing that I'm offering you here are net for you. But I want you to focus on the savings. I mean, this package is only, goes for $2,000, but the savings there is $1,254 because we are combining these promos that we have. On the following program, which combines the Arenal volcano area and Nantipa, which is in Santa Teresa by the beach, we have savings for $1,044. On the following program, we have a savings for $2,700. Then savings of $1,900, $384, $1,227 on this combination of El Silencio Lodge and Playa Cativo. Savings here of $500, $363, $749. So what I wanted to show you, and again, you're gonna get this as a follow-up for those of you requesting it for the presentation. And if you want to see the specific programs, we have a booklet, an electronic booklet that we can send you. But what I want you to focus here is on the savings that we can offer to you and to your clients when combining these experiences. I think that that's very important for these upcoming months, like the months of August, September, October, November, because you're going to be able to offer a high-end destination, very well-known country around the world in terms of tourism, safe, stable, beautiful, diverse. And at the same time, you're going to be able to present to your clients this amazing savings that we can offer you because of this combination of product that we are putting together here. And that's basically what I wanted to convey to you and share with you. And I love this. Let's craft unforgettable experiences together. I mean, the service that we provide you as a full service DMC will make you look like the star 100%. And Dominique says that I'm not lying. Let's do this together. Let's craft something beautiful, unforgettable for your clients. I'm sure that they will love you for that, and they will keep on traveling with you for the next destinations that they would like to explore. And we will be delighted to be their hosts here in Costa Rica.
Thank you very much, Henri. I'm sure everybody will agree with me. That was perfect, huh? Your focus, but also the promotion and this and the name of the hotels. I mean, I learned so much, so I'm excited. So
Thank you.
we have a few questions. Joy,
Perfect.
how are the last 2 weeks of November during the Thanksgiving holidays?
Um, I'm sorry, could you repeat that? If they're free?
How are the last 2 weeks of November during the Thanksgiving holidays?
Okay, well, that is actually our transitional time, especially on the Pacific side. And on the Caribbean side, it's transitioning to more rain. On the Pacific is transitioning to our dry season on the Pacific. Of course, some of these specials are valid until the end of October, maybe mid-November, because Thanksgiving is actually the beginning of our high season. So it's quite busy, but weather-wise, it's going to be transitioning. So you still may have some showers, but the beauty of that time of the year is that after receiving all these months of water, it's going to be so beautiful in green, in lush, and alive that your clients will enjoy it very, very much.
Thank you. Kat is asking, please send follow-up information. This is great. Jennifer said, I would love the presentation as well. But Henry, you will be sending the recording. Huh? So Marcia, do
Yes.
these prices include commission? I think you mentioned that they were net.
Yes, exactly.
Huh? But you will do the same, of course, with included the commission. These are only
Of course.
examples. Huh?
Of course. Those these
Joanna,
are is there are just some ideas for you to see how to combine all the different promos that we have available.
Joanna said, I would love to love the information, please. Marcia, do we have to add before we communicate to the clients? Yes, huh, to add the commission. You never
Yes.
send anything net unless you mention it that it's net. How does it work?
100%. Whenever it really depends on each agent. If you prefer to receive rack rates, just mention that on the request and we will do rack rates. Or if you prefer to receive net rates so you can mark them up, no worries. As long as you mention that at the beginning of the process, we will deliver how you prefer it.
Mhm. Diana, you said, I would love the information as well. Joanna, what about for a family of 12 celebrating grandparents' 80th birthday over Christmas?
Oh, we love those. The multi-generation trips are so, so fun because we get to do something different for each generation of the family, you know?
Mhm.
And usually we do something separate during the morning and then in the afternoon we do something together so they can get back and just talk about what happened. Those dates are a little challenging already because availability it's limited. But if you emailed us, we'll be happy to explore and see how can we combine different locations and present you with a beautiful multi-generation trip that all the family will really enjoy.
Joy, you said, how do you recommend moving between location, transfer or rental car? Do you work with clients who do want rental cars?
We do. Let me tell you a story. I get very anxious when I have clients renting a car in Costa Rica. Not because it's not safe, but because you can get lost or
Yes.
the roads are not in the best condition, and maybe the signs around the roads are not that good. And of course, I like to have control, and I know where they are, and because all of our units have a GPS, so I can locate them immediately, etc., etc. But yes, we have some, and that depends on the market. Clients from Spain, clients from Brazil, they really like to rent a car and have that freedom of moving around on their own. But most of Americans and Mexicans prefer to have a transfer. And but yes, we work with both. We can offer you also car rental rates. So if your clients prefer to rent a car, not a problem. We can do that as well.
Mhm. Going into Q&A, there was Celine has a few questions. Due to the international issue, do you think clients are not booking or therefore is there a decline?
Well, to be honest with you, we have seen a decrease in the numbers for these following months. In when we ask the client, the agents, what's going on, some say that they clients decided to hold on or they prefer to wait and see what happens and maybe do the trip in a future date. So yeah, to answer that shortly, yes, we have seen a decline, and I definitely am positive that it's because of the whole
Mhm.
situation that we are living as a planet.
Yeah, but maybe the client doesn't know what you offer during these times, huh? Because
That's the thing,
you're
and
very
that's
close by, you're open all year long, you have specials, and and you're very safe country. Huh?
exactly. So that's one of the goals of this
Webinar,
presentation
yeah.
to let you know about this, so you can keep us in
Well,
mind as a destination.
and to offer it with confidence. So Celine wanted to know, are they trail tour already organized all year, and are they all year long?
Are they? Sorry.
Trail tours. So I don't know.
Yeah, hiking trips all around the country, of course.
Yes.
And that's something that we do with every single client that we have in the country. They will have a hiking tour, and the level will depend on what they want, if they want something hard or something more soft.
Mhm.
But yeah, we do a lot of hiking through the national parks in the country, and that's open year round.
So because of different part of the country, does that mean the weather is different?
Yes, there could be a slight difference between the different locations. Like, for example, if you combine, I don't know, Monteverde could be a little bit more rainy during these months versus Arenal. And then if you come from the North Pacific to Monteverde, you will have less rain on the North Pacific, but then you will have beautiful sunshine on the Caribbean side. So yes, that those microclimates also play an important role in this game.
Mhm. And that's why it's important to work with someone like you because you know exactly where to send the client at specific time of the year. Hmm?
Exactly, my
So,
dear.
Celine, you're asking, so does Liberia get more hotel infrastructure to come and so higher pricing?
Well, yes. I mean, I wouldn't say that it's because of his Liberia, but there is a big plan from the government to develop that area as the more resorty part of the country. So that's why they welcome these larger resorts in that part of the country, and we prefer to leave the rest of the country for more boutique or more smaller developments.
Mhm.
But of course, those brands come in with a price tag because you're paying the Ritz-Carlton Reserve, which is of course a lot more expensive than a small boutique style hotel on the mid-Pacific side of the country. So yeah, pricing in that area of the country is higher because of the brands that are established there.
Yeah. So you're asking Celine about arenal dinner. Can clients have a menu selection for vegetarian guests, for example? Uh, because,
100%.
yes, everybody. Huh?
Yeah, we can cater to vegetarian, to gluten-free. Um, just let us know what restrictions your clients have, and we will make it happen.
Celine, you're also asking why is the cost of living and hotel pricing still increasing? I think it's everywhere in the world.
Well, Costa Rica remains very stable. Of course, we have seen an increase in the cost of living in the past years, but I think that's a worldwide situation.
Yes.
But still, fortunately, luckily, we are still able to have a very good lifestyle in the country, thanks to the security that we have and the access to education, then the different options to get good jobs, basically.
Huh? Diana, you're asking, can travel agent come and view the properties? I'm moving to Miami, to Panama, and will be in the area.
Amazing, of course. You're more than welcome to come. I like fam trips, but I prefer the personal trips, you coming with your family, with a friend or solo, and then just moving around the country. We will definitely be able to show you different parts and do hotel inspections and everything, and you could have some fun while you learn about this amazing destination.
Mhm. So Laurie said, I would love the information as well. And Joy said, can you do itineraries that are exclusively non-chain, only local accommodation and touring for those who wants to be really in the culture of the beaten path? And I know you can. I know the answer. Voilà.
Of course we can. We love actually having that challenge because it's where we can shine and find all those beautiful hidden gems that we work with
Mhm.
and put together some very, very interesting experiences for your clients.
So there is no more question. Thank you everyone for joining us, and I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you, and it was a beautiful presentation and so interesting and full of details. So we'll see you soon on another area, another subject that you
Exactly.
keep secret.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
We can.
stay tuned.
I
Stay
know,
tuned
I know, I
because
know. Huh?
we
Voilà.
have some big news coming very, very soon. I want to thank you again, Dominique, to
Oh,
you
you're
and your
welcome.
team for putting together these amazing gatherings. And I want to thank everybody to join us. I know you have busy agendas and you're on the summertime and you're taking care of summer vacations and everything. So it's an honor to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. Whatever you need from this part of the world, feel free to reach out. We will follow up with each of you and send you this information so you could have it. Come over, experience the beauty of Costa Rica, experience the Pura Vida, and thank you so very much for supporting us and for supporting our destination and our company. And again, it's such an honor to be part of this family with Dominique, and thank you so much for having a space for us.
And we are very proud to have you in the collection, my dear Henry. No?
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
everybody. Have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you. Pura Vida.